Stakes is proud to be sponsored by Game of Silks. Go to silks.io to get in the game. Real ownership, real races, real rewards.
Always brought to you by the hard work of one Riders Up, Tim. This show is. Hey, everybody, it's your man, Spin Nation, along with the aforementioned Riders Up, Tim. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. A little Thursday night action. Missed last week. Had a lot going on with the end of school here, but glad to be back and glad to be playing a little Churchill on a twilight Thursday here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Love it. On the precipice of the 149th Preakness Stakes weekend. Coming up, the Black Eyed Susan tomorrow. Got some fun stuff coming up this weekend for sure. So a lot to be excited about for sure. And warm weather, which is always a nice.
Love the warm weather. It's that time of year. So. Although I'm not sure they're going to get lots of warmth and may get a little of that wet stuff for the Preakness.
That's what I'm hearing. Exactly.
But
so here, look at this. We already got Jen Ochoa in the house. We got Bobby D. We got our boy Mike Casano. We got Kevin Plaucha in the house. Look at this. Kevin Plaucha heading to Churchill in mid-June for the first time. Can't wait. That's awesome.
Kevin, you'll have to tell me when you're over there. I'll head over there one night and we'll meet.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Legend of Churchill, Kev.
All right. Guys, we got a nice 8-race card. They are already 3 races in. Too bad we couldn't go in because before we went on the air, Sean and I were just watching the end of the last race, and I did hit the exacta in the trifecta. And I told you, well, there you go. That'll be the last thing I hit all night long, and I didn't get to share it, and nobody's going to believe me.
Yeah, we got a thriller here in the coming right away here. What do you call it? No, not right away, but I mean, obviously we have a couple of minutes to post. But 4th race, Churchill Downs, 5 furlongs, allowance 127. You gotta love these purses, by the way. I mean, for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, but you've never won a race other than a full field to boot. So you cannot beat this here in Kentucky. They are bringing the full fields and bringing the action for sure.
Absolutely. And as you said, this is a full field of 12. We got some decent races tonight, some decent fields and some wide open races. The next race is a little short. I think it was 6 runners, but after that we got 7. Then we jump back into a little bit of a bigger race with a 10-horse field. And then we finish up the night with another 10-horse field. So, and I'm against a couple of favorites here and think we can catch some prices and maybe do a little damage tonight. Sean, what do you think?
Love it. I love it. That is the way to start Preakness weekend, with some damage and some winning wagers. I love it.
Let's build some bankrolls for the Preakness.
Yeah, absolutely. And let us know who you guys like in this great 4th race, 5 furlongs, 127K. Cannot beat the purses. Let us know who you like for sure. And this is a wide open affair here. This is an interesting race. And the doubles show that there's a lot of horses that people like here. You know, I often find, Tim, and I think you would agree that to me, the doubles at Churchill are some of the most honest doubles in America. Like in terms of, you know, they can show who they think is going to win, who's not, you know, and this, there's a lot of horses being bet here. So, you know,
exactly. And the double's a nice wager there because of the reduced takeout as well. So you can catch some good payouts. And if you haven't been watching the races so far, Speed seems to be holding pretty well.
Yeah.
Speed is 4-horse went out for the lead in the very first race and got past at the top of the stretch, but fought back bravely. They let him go way too slow in that race. And so was on the lead and won. In the second race, the 3-horse at 16-1 Went out of the gate like a wire, like a rocket, and went gate to wire in that race at 16-1 for Rene Gutierrez.
Amazing.
So
yeah.
that was another nice speed horse. And then in the last race, you had the 3 horse at decent odds. That was my underneath play. It went off at 4-1. The favorite in that one did end up passing the 3 right at the wire, but again, speed holding on pretty well. So take that into consideration when you're doing your handicapping.
Sure.
Even Colin.
Hey, Colin. How are you, sir? Victor Mahai back in the house. How are you, my friend? Charles B's got a 3 over the 26812 key box. Exact the try race 4. Always great to have you, Charles. Good luck. And Colin's got a big daily double coming up this week. And also he's got a live show tomorrow night at 8:30 where the Game of Silks founder will be joining him. So that is very exciting.
And you guys know we always talk about our great sponsor, Game of Silks, there, as you can see on the bottom of the screen. And if you're still interested a little bit and still wondering what that's like, check out that live stream tomorrow as Colin and his group really jump on just to talk a little bit about silks with, as Sean mentioned, one of the founders. And I think Colin and chime in if I'm wrong, but I think they got a couple of horses that they're going to be minting tomorrow night.
Yeah. And I believe I heard Jessica say with a $2 million purse that I think there's $21,400 something in up for grabs in the Game of Silks game. So very, very lucrative thing to get a part of for sure.
Absolutely. I'll take that.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. Exactly. So, so let us know who you guys. 2 horses will be minted tomorrow. Excellent. Love it. So tune in, Colin. What do we got? 8:30 tomorrow, or we got 8? What time is your show for the people who want to tune into that live show? I think it's 8:30, but I'm not sure. Let us know, sir. Colin's going to be. And look at this. Speaking of trifectas, speaking of winning trifectas, right? Like this daily double wasn't good enough. I think we may have a 3rd member of our winning trifecta join us. Make sure this didn't get paid. Speaking of winning trifectas, look at this.
Can you hear me?
Hi, how are you, my friend?
I don't have sound.
Uh-oh.
You don't have sound? We can hear you fine. We hear you.
We can hear you. Uh-oh. I've never sounded so good.
Sean, she said she just wants to talk and doesn't want to listen to us tonight.
Right, yeah. She
How about now?
We hear you. We
can hear you fine.
Okay. I can read lips.
Yep. Hi.
Hear you.
Zach, well, we hope we get that audio soon. But exactly. But but we got a big race coming up here, and hopefully we can get that corrected for her. Get her, she's joining us here on the show. Live. Always a thrill. And how many minutes do we have until post here tonight?
Okay, get it to work.
Uh-oh. Oh, she may be back.
She didn't want anything to do with us.
No, she didn't want anything to do with us.
I'm sure she'll be back. 12 minutes, Sean. 12 minutes.
Yeah, 12 minutes. Okay, so we got some.
Let's get serious here.
Exciting times, exactly. Time to get serious.
All right, Mike, how are you doing? Good to see you in here.
Yeah, great to see you, Mike. Happy Thursday, my man. So
yeah, Mike, we agree. We were talking the same thing. We think this race is fairly wide open, and this is a race, honestly, to where the favorite right now is the 8 horse at 5-2. And I was telling Sean right before we came on, I don't like the 8 horse in here, so they can have it at 5-2.
Yeah, no, he's a very, I agree. When I saw him, no worries at all, Carson. No worries at all. But and we got Keith in the house. But Yeah, and Angel James, by the way, you got $2 exacta and 50-cent try, 10-12 with 1, 2, 6, 7, 10, 12. Yeah,
Interesting.
and as you were saying there, Tim, yeah, the 8 definitely looks like a horse who would definitely be a part of it. But as a win bet, there's some very interesting horses in here, and usually I do like a top 3, but I kind of have like 4 this is Tim's. Tim will take the first race, but I'll kind of give the 4 horses that I thought were interesting in here. The first horse I was interested in, I know he's struggling a bit right now in the beginning, but Brian Lynch is much better than 0 for 15, and I don't know why the 10 was 10-1 morning line. And right now he's at 6-1 and definitely play. This horse ran a big race down at Gulfstream Park. Now it was March 29th, so maybe some of the big horses were gone, but still Lynchy knows how to get them going on the turf. There's not many better than that. And got Grammy on board, and they do fairly well together. So I thought at 10-1, that was an interesting little price. The 2 Makeup. This is interesting. I don't know. I was saying this to Tim before we came on. This horse dominated by 4.5 lengths on the good at Keeneland very impressively. He shook clear and just drew away. And notice that Ricardo Santana, who that day won by 4 lengths, goes on to the 4 Moonlit Lady, who has never even run on the turf, but was this Steve's decision to put Keith on first-time Lasix, or was it Ricardo's decision to go over to Fausto's horse? Did he believe more? And so that's definitely an interesting question for sure. But I was in this race, Tim. I was the 10 also, and I think the 12 Rhapsody, Jonathan Thomas, Florence Giroux. I mean, this horse looks very live. I remember Kevin Attard was tremendously high on this horse when he first started at Woodbine. Got some injuries. They smartly put him on the sideline, was running against horses like Dancing Duchess. And then they brought them back and ran a huge race at just missed by 5 lengths to Emery, who's a very good horse. And so I think this horse is ultra live. So I was 10, 12, 2, and 8. Those are my four there.
Well, we're on a lot of the same horses here, Sean, and the speed has been holding really well on the dirt tonight. But one thing about the turf course so far at Churchill, if you've been watching the races so far this meet, is that on the turf, the closers are really doing well, and speed has not been holding up very well on the turf. So I like this too a little bit as well, but I'm not sure that the horse can go gate to wire here. Yeah. But I think we have to include the 2 for a piece. Outside to the 12, that's the horse that you were just talking about in Rhapsody, and how Kevin Attard was high on him up at Woodbine. He went off he was off from October to April, and I just have to hope that they got everything straightened out with this horse. And I don't even know that particular day that race they wanted this horse on the dirt, but that was a decent race. So it tells me that the horse basically got a little bit of exercise in, got some run, got a little bit of fitness. So now that he's back on his preferred surface, I think that this horse is definitely live here. The 12 was actually my top pick. I do like the 10 that you were mentioning as well for Brian Lynch. I think this is the kind of horse, and Gulfstream horses are doing very well shipping in to Churchill so far this meet. But I think this is a horse that has the perfect running style for the way the turf at Churchill has been playing so far. So right now I'm kind of looking, my early picks were 12, 10, and 2. We'll check them out as they move on to the track here, get a quick look.
See how they look.
They're all coming out right now.
Yeah,
but
they are. Yeah.
Again, I think it's a wide open field here, a wide open field of 12. I mean, there are a couple in here you could probably toss, but beyond that, I think there's a good 6 horses in here with a legitimate chance at winning this race.
Yeah, and Daniel Foss says Derby was easy if your name was Dan. Absolutely, exactly. All the Dans out there, yeah. Daniel Foss, Dan Torsman, Dan everybody, anybody who had exactly easy pickings. Oh, good. Carson's sound has been fixed, hopefully. So she'll be our ace. Third member will be hopefully joining us soon. Great. Look at that. Right on.
Can you hear us now?
Well, I can.
How
hear
we doing,
you.
my
Can you
friend?
hear me?
We heard you before. You just couldn't hear us. We were going to go to passing notes on the screen so that
Exactly.
I'll just hold up numbers.
I love it.
we heard you fine, so you could have just talked. But
yeah, exactly.
I told Sean that all you wanted to do was talk, and you didn't want to listen to us anyway. That's what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Use technical.
They only want to hear Carson anyway, so exactly. So what's the difference?
No,
how you doing, my friend?
Hear from me. I'm doing okay. Recovering slowly. Yeah.
Yeah, you feeling better? Hopefully.
It was a long week. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so much going on and around. Glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Not fun. Our friend Mike Usano, by the way, has 2, 3, 10, 12 try box here. Good luck. Exactly. And we may have just temporarily lost her.
Yeah, I think
is that a Guinness and a Guinness glass?
In a second, she'll probably be back. Right.
Yeah, she'll be back. Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll definitely want to get her picks for you on this race. It's a wide open race.
Okay, sorry.
There she is.
Hey, Carson, we got a couple of minutes here. Did you have any quick thoughts on race 4 before I put my pick in?
I like the 8.
You do like the 8.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely has the pedigree. That's for sure. On the B Hernandez off to a solid start, even at Churchill 6 for 31. Hasn't won any big races yet, but
maybe we'll hear from him soon.
Yeah, exactly. He's due.
Right.
Unbelievable.
So funny.
So happy for him.
I know.
One of the genuine good guys in racing.
He really is. Last year, 2023, I had driven down to cover some of the fairgrounds derby prep races and went and met up with Joey Kay, Scott Shapiro, Grant Forster, and then BJ Colby Hernandez showed up at the local bar. So I can now say Oaks and Derby winning jockey bought me a beer.
That is awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah. And they're just good kids. Racing. Yeah. Good kids, grew up riding, learned from their dad.
Cool. It's great to see. Even when he did that restaurant thing with Tyler and Joel, that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
That was really cool.
Raising Canes, yeah.
Yeah.
Now
so that was really
every
cool.
jockey's gonna line up to serve chicken next year.
Is that yeah.
All right, guys, they're headed towards the gate. So real quick here.
The pick is in.
And Sean, we start off slowly in the first race, but we're 3 races in. So we're in the 4th race. So I'm going a little bit more than normal here to start off. I got a $12 total wager here, and we are going to do a $1 trifecta key in the 12 over the 2, 7, 8, and 10.
Okay, love it. There you go. Love it.
So there's our official bet, a $1 tri key 12 with the 2, 7, 8, 10.
Carson Mike W is asking, where can we donate for Bell and Lil Dude?
It was taken care of.
Oh, taken care of. Yeah.
So
they took care of the whole thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. C2 Racing and Resolute Racing have paid for their expenses. So
that is amazing.
Huge deal, but as it is, there'll probably be another one in the next couple of days. So if you guys would like to try and do fundraising for Auctions is tough, I know, but that is part of what I do on the side.
Yeah, that's
Volunteer
awesome. No,
basis.
God
And
bless.
Carson,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't the connections of those two horses the same?
Yes, the owner OV Moss was the same, and that is name that pops up with Louisiana auctions.
Pathetic.
So, the other one is Donnie Averett. And once you start, so what I do is I can read the tattoo and then I can identify the horse, find the connections, and then you just start seeing the same names over and over again. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Ugh. Yeah.
And now they microchip, they don't even tattoo anymore. So now you can have a scanner.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Good luck, folks. Yep. And Team Foley, right? So Team Foley's in this race. Carson, will Banjo beat the record this year?
Yes.
Yes, love it.
I don't know when. Maybe.
Yeah, but he will. Yeah.
Maybe Stephen Foster preview day. Let's see.
And trust, and let's see, and Victor Mahia has an exacta box here: 3, 7, 8, 10, and a $1 daily double. 3, 7, 8, 10 with 2. Good luck, Victor. Charles got 10 to win in place on the 12. You and Tim will be very happy if that happens.
Yes, we will. We're loading up.
Going into the gate. Good luck to everybody involved. Ten going in sideways. No, it was a good effort. Now he's going right in like a pro. Got 11. We're almost all in. Good luck to everybody playing.
12 is going to be last in and first across the wire. Here we go.
Yeah, love it. There you go. Making money before the Preakness.
We're all in the gate. Oh,
whoa. Something just happened there.
Yeah, I think that was a 2 reared up in the gate.
Yeah.
It looks like he's sitting down inside the gate. And,
we're gonna have a delay.
Threw the rider right out the back.
Yeah, we're gonna have a delay.
Yeah, he's kind of stuck in the gate.
Ugh. Hate to see that, but glad that hopefully the horse is okay, most importantly, and glad to see that Keith landed on his feet. But we will definitely have a delay.
Now the 11's acting up down there now. Rider got off of him for a second.
Amazing at the gate. Monkey see, monkey do sometimes with these fields when they, Creatures of habit here.
Looks like they're still struggling to get that horse.
Yeah, they got to get this horse out of the gate. They're backing everybody out, so. Just hope the horse is okay, most importantly.
Absolutely.
Is it a hot day down there, guys, today? Is it what
yeah. It's like 100 degrees at Churchill.
Was it really? Wow.
Almost as hot as Ellis Park.
Oh.
So the 2 is scratched. So we're going to adjust our wager a little bit. We'll take the 2 out of that.
The turf course looks good. Is it Carson? Has it improved? I know you're.
Yeah. I think so.
Good.
I didn't spend much time out there last week just because I didn't want to cross over the mud, but
Colin says, put the 5 in.
The 5.
He thinks the 5 can get in at a price. That's Colin's exact words. Get in at a price.
All right, Colin. That's exactly what we're going to do. And that way we can blame you if it doesn't happen.
There you go. We may be truly foolish. Because the horse's name is Foolish. Princess Arietta. She's off to a good start, by the way, Arietta.
So there's the update. 12 with 5, 7, 8, 10.
I like it. There we go. Charles says the rail at 24 feet makes a big difference. Win and place on the 3. Where you just... Oh, okay. I thought he had the 12. Okay. Nobody likes the 3. Awesome.
That's the one I was going to put in instead of the 5, Charles. So if the 3 is in instead of the 5, we all blame Colin.
Hold on, Colin. Yep. He's like, that's nothing new. We seem to be going back in the... B. Hernandez got a smile on his face like always. It was great.
All right. Looks like they got everything good to go now with the 2, although Scratch got him out and they're reloading the horses back in. Sounds good, Kevin. Colin will be blocked.
That's awesome. Carson, our good friend Kevin Plouch is going to Churchill for the first time. He's never been. So that'll be very exciting to see the...
That's quite the bucket list item.
Twin Spires. We seem to be getting near the gate now again.
Yeah, they're back to the 11. The 11 doesn't want to go in. He's giving them a little trouble like he did the last time.
Yeah. You're 12 down to 5 to 2. Oh, that's because of the 2 scratched.
Right.
Okay. We got it. Yeah.
So, but that really hurts because the horse was at 4 to 1 when the 2 was part of that money, and now all the 2's money has moved to the 12.
Oh boy. So this 11 is a character.
So that's gonna affect our price a little bit if we get this, but we'll still take it. We're gonna get that 7 in for the second, and that's the horse we really want underneath. And I like the 7 a lot. There we go. In. I think they're all in the gate, and they're out this time. They all made it out the front side.
Yes, they did.
Quick start up the middle for the 4. The 3 is just off of that one to the rail inside. The 8 is in third. The 11 and 12 are moving as a pair up to just 1, 2 up to take second and third. The 4, Moonlit Lady, is still out front at 27 to 1. The 12 is really starting to make a move now from the outside. The 3 has still got great position down inside on the rail. The 10 is starting to make a wide move, 4 wide as they hit the top of the stretch. The 4 is still holding on. We're at the stretch. The 3 is starting to make a move, and the 12 is going backwards. The 1 coming up the rail. The 5 is starting to make a run. The 10's trying to come, but nobody's catching this 4. It's going to be 4 out front at 7 to 1. The 10 is going to get up for second. The 3 is going to get third. The 8's going to round out the superfecta. But how about Ricardo Santana Jr. getting off of the horse that he won with, jumping on Moonlit Lady, as we talked about, for Fausto Gutierrez, first time on turf, and this horse just draws off at 27 to 1.
Yeah, and Blair Thompson, way to go. Look at Blair. The 4-10-8 at Churchill and the 4 across. Fabulous job, Blair. We said, remember I said I couldn't believe that a 5 length winner at Keeneland and Ricardo's on another horse. That's very unusual to see, you know?
It definitely is.
BB Thompson. coming through there.
And for
So
the
was it
person asking,
4:10, 3?
what's that?
4:10, 3?
Yes, I think so.
8-5. Okay, so the 5 to
4:10, 3.
not a bad race at 19-1 there, Colin. I'd watch that horse next time Moon spun, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, but Moonlit Lady, 27-1. Yeah, we just figured Ricardo, he got off that horse for a reason, and man, just dominated that group.
Really
Blair got
did.
the exacta and no, Colin, he missed a break and then and got shut off in the stretch. Yeah.
And once again, like we were talking about, just like on the dirt so far, the speed tonight is just holding on everything. We know that the track is fast and the turf is firm, but it is like a speedway out there.
Yeah, it is, seriously. We just don't want any horses on the speedway. Exactly. But that was wow. So we got 27-1 over 6-1 over anybody? Yeah, Blair, great way to start. When did that start in there? That started the pick 5 just and the pick 3 just got a nice jump of a if you were live to that one. Miss Carson, I will give you the choice, my friend. Would you like race 5 or would you like race 6? Are we frozen?
I think she's frozen.
We got an objection. We have an objection, ladies and gentlemen.
This is going to be
objection?
the objection is the 5 on the 8, so it's not going to affect the top.
Yeah.
But Sean, just to get back to the 8, I mean, this is the horse that I was talking about earlier. I just was way against this favorite.
Yeah. I ironically had him 4th. Remember? Right. Yeah, I liked him, but
And for the person who was asking who's drinking the Guinness, so I'm not drinking Guinness. I do have a stout. It's a coffee stout. It's called Magic Beans Coffee Stout. It's out of West 6 Brewery, which is in Lexington, Kentucky. They do have a brewery here in Louisville as well, but the main one's in Lexington. But this is their coffee stout called Magic Beans Coffee Stout. Pretty good stuff.
I love it. Colin objecting to her picking the race. I still don't know which race she wants, but whatever race she wants, that is her choice. Exactly. I'll gladly give her either one. Yeah, but I think this is going to be, as I said to people, start watching Lynchy's barn. He's going to start heating up. He's too good to be over 15. They're all getting up from Florida, but he'll be. So let's see, trying to see the objection here. For anybody who had the super here, 5 gets shut off.
It is for purse money, Dan. So there is a difference in the purse for 4th and 5th place finishes. It's not part that you can wager on. There is a check for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. They're reviewing it while we look here, huh?
Is this the Derby review? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Carson says she'll take race 6.
Love it. Okay. Love it. That is excellent. She's still looking at us on the screen like, you didn't take the damn 4? We both liked it. It was interesting.
I know. It was a mistake to leave that horse out.
Yeah, no, because both of us, even before, when I said to you, I said, do you notice Ricardo's not on the 2? I don't think I've ever seen that before, You win by 4.5, 5 lengths at Keeneland, and then you're off it, So the 5th race coming up is a 6.5 furlong claiming 80,000 non-winners of 2 per 72,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. And let's see, do we have any scratches here? In
the 3 is out. Musical note.
the
Who
3,
was your-
musical
who
note,
was your morning line?
not be making a tune tonight because.
So we don't have a musical note. We just have a musical prayer.
There you go. Love it. Again, we got a full field of 5 here. So
Not one of the better races of the night.
no, but this is one of those exactly where if you like a horse, maybe you can in a short field. How many times we see that,
Oh, absolutely.
And then all of a sudden they just don't run to the, Exactly. And we'll get into who everybody likes.
Objection dismissed.
Exactly. Exactly. There she is.
We are
Hi
back.
again.
We are having all kinds of technical difficulties tonight.
Well, I'm at work, so
Yeah. This is A for effort. This is A for effort. This is above and beyond. We could be at home like the rest of the people. But she's gone A+ for effort tonight. Going
Absolutely.
above and beyond.
I can give my opinion on race 5 real quick, and then I'll
Sure.
be back for race 6.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Who do you like, Miss Carson?
Well, I haven't even had a chance to look, so.
Oh, there you go.
But
I like that horse.
I think it's
We got time. We got time. Take your
think
We
time.
got plenty of
Take your
time.
No, I don't have time. I gotta
Oh,
discuss
no.
and then go, and then I'll be back. But
Okay.
I think it's Louis and Joe's the Roan Runner. Is that this one?
The rover. Yep. Yeah.
Because I can't
Louis
have
Sayers
my
and-
video and sound open and
Gotcha.
then change apps on the phone, so then it keeps freezing when I go to try to look at the PPs. So
There you go.
anyway,
And that horse ran a big race at Keeneland last time. Just coming in second.
yes, I'm gonna take the Keeneland angle.
Yep.
I think.
And then who did you like there? You like 2? Did you like anybody underneath?
Well, my camera's gonna pause when I go to look, so.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And the thing is, Carson, I like that pick because we've already noted that speed has been holding. I think this is definitely the speed of the race, and I think that this horse just goes out and runs away from them. So
Yeah, and these two they're only 33% together. So yeah. Exactly. This is an interesting race, though.
it is.
You never know, and it's very interesting to see. You never know these fairground horses. Some take real good to this track, and some of them other. Yeah, Blair, unbelievable job, my friend. Great beginning to the night. BB Thompson. But yeah, so who'd you like, Carson? Anybody with the horse?
Yeah, I was looking at the Lord Nelson baby on the rail there.
Oh yeah,
Lawrence
from William Morey.
Or Bill Morey, yeah. Yeah, I'll probably use a shorter post position with the shorter priced odds. Maybe box and exacta, the 1 and the 2.
Like it. We even got a Mitchell Merle sighting here. Interesting. So you probably box the 1, 2? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd do that. I would really try to get something straight with such lower odds for these 2 picks, but I usually get burned on that. So.
Yeah. And Tim, who did you like in this one, my friend?
Yeah, as I mentioned, especially with the speed, I really like the 2 a lot in this race. Underneath, I see the attraction of Luan on the rail. Actually, I was looking at the wheel pays, and the wheel pays and the double have the 1 second. But the ones that I tend to look at when you look at the 3, 4, and 5, The second pick is the horse that I like a lot in here underneath, and that is the 5 Musical Prayer. And that's why I was talking about earlier, Musical Notes out, but we have Musical Prayer. And again, this is another one that's going to be right there on the front end. And I think that those two, 2, 5, and then 6 would be my next one. Mitchell Merle. I like that horse a little bit more. If you look at performances and back class, I like the 6's performances, but I just don't like the layoff since February. And even though there's a good work there on the 23rd of April on the track here at Churchill. So Greg Foley can't count out. So if I was playing it, actually, I would probably key the 2 over the 5 and the 6 for me.
Yeah. 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 And then, this is a fascinating race to me, I mean even like Jareth's horse, I'm just saying 15-1 shows some speed, so, and so all this field kind of shows speed, which is interesting. But I think Musical Prayer could be set up very nicely, Carla Vaccarezza off to a good start, first and the second and 4 starts so far. And we got Mitchell on the outside who went wire to wire at Fairgrounds. Or no, he's right off of it, This is going to be an interesting pace here,
The one thing I don't like about the 2 is the price right now. Beyond that, I think.
Right. Yeah.
But in a 5-horse race, I get it. And that's why I think that horse is definitely going to be the one to beat in here.
Yeah, no, I agree. And looking at the pays, definitely the 2. And what's the 1, 2? Could it be that it could be just that easy as 1, 2, or 2, 5? What did you like? You like 2, 5, 6? Is that what you like?
Yeah, and I got the 5 and 6 close. I mean, you know that my angle on these non-winners, other than their maiden race, when I look at that, I go back and look at who's got the best maiden win, and that's why I like what the 6 did a little bit better, but I don't like the layoff as much. And and again, here we are, once again, 6.5.
Yeah. At 6.5.
I like the 5 a little more. That's all.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's very, very interesting. Then, this is a wide open race. I mean, for a small race, I'm saying it's intriguing, It definitely is intriguing. 4 is a first-time Lasix horse. Tried the synthetic, clearly didn't like it, but they didn't bet him either. So I don't think that was, you have to wonder if that was a mutt, and then hasn't been seen since.
And I always like a horse that seems to like the Churchill track, and that, with the 5 there, you've got a horse that has had 2 races at Churchill and it has a second and a third. So the 6 had 1 race at Churchill. That was the debut, but it wasn't pretty. So showed a little early speed and then finished ninth, beating 21 lengths. So makes you wonder.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just trying to see here what the exactest pay here. See if we can get a greater kind of idea on what we're going with here, See if we can narrow it down a little, because we still got 15 minutes to go, which is plenty of time. And thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. Always great to see you all in this thing. So it's tough to multitask, but exactly. So this is a wide open. When looking at the 1, it's interesting. The first time off I find it interesting that he continues I don't know if you find it interesting that William Morey continues to work this horse over Turfway.
Yeah, and what I don't like about the one, and you notice I left him out, is I mean I love Luan, you know that, and
Yeah,
but the works at Turfway are great, but that's the problem. They're Turfway,
yeah,
and you know it's the synthetic. And you look at this horse, had 3 races on the turf early on, has most of his races, 5 on the synthetic, but you know only has 1 race on the dirt, and that was the last time out. So I know that maybe they're bringing the horse back. That was a decent 3rd place finish, but
yeah.
and it was at this level. But I just think that the horse is going up a little against a little bit better here this time. And you know
Yeah.
the other thing is that was at Keeneland, and you know they're even though they're 70 miles apart, people don't understand how different those 2 dirt tracks are.
Oh, night and day. Night and day.
Completely different tracks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. So this is so. Let us know. Yeah, win at all costs. Angel James has a $5 exacta box 456. So while chucking the one, as Dave Weaver says, chuck them out. Exactly. Wow, he's chucking the 1 and chucking the 2, just chucking the inside horses and saying outside will be
It's a little bold for me.
Todd says 30% rail, 25% trainer, the 1 rolls. Okay.
It's possible. I don't see it, but it's certainly possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm just looking here in terms of seeing 2-5 and 2-6, not bad at all. The problem is here from a betting standpoint, right? And this is the problem. I think you'd agree, Tim, is that obviously if this was a normal, like if I'm at Churchill Downs right now, right? I may not even do anything in this race. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of, because there's not a lot to make, you know, in terms of, you
Right.
know, I mean, you could try to get the 4 in or the 1, you know what I mean? Like obviously if one of the other ones beats the 2, it's going to be nice, but you know,
right. And you know, Sean, that brings up a good point, and I think it bears mentioning in here that when we come in the lounge, we typically try to put together a wager for each race, just to, you know, to play along and to play each race as we're going through the night. But you should never play a card that way.
No,
You should never
Right.
go through a card and play every race. If you don't have a strong opinion, set it out. If you think the favorite is much the best and is a complete underlay and 4 to 5 in here, a price you don't want to wager on, but you still think the horse is probably going to win, I mean, set it out. It's a 5-horse race. If you have strong opinions the other way, by all means, play it. But you know, especially you're looking at like the card at Pimlico this Saturday. There are 14 races.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
Absolutely.
can't play 14 races. You
No.
shouldn't play 14 races.
No. Absolutely. No.
You know, and
Exactly.
here's the thing. This is the way I always look at it. You got to have a budget for the day. And for round numbers, let's say there are 10 races for the day and my budget's $100. Well, I could bet $10 a race, which would be silly when I don't have equal opinions.
Yeah.
Or if I've got really strong opinions, I mean, maybe I bet a quarter of that bankroll in 1 or 2 races, you know, or half of that bankroll even in a couple of races, and, you know, just spread it out a little bit on the other opinions to where I think I can get something and have strong opinions that I'm getting a price and not just playing against just to play against. But I'm a bettor of conviction, and Sean knows that. It's just like I bet my opinion, I bet it strongly, and if I lose, I lose. Next race, it's like let's move on. And
yeah, exactly. And there are some races where you don't even, you know, exactly. When you look, just move on. And as I always say, like find the nearest frozen lemonade stand or a beer stand, or you know, get yourself an automatic return investment while that race is going, and then, you know, and get yourself ready for the next one. Yeah. Angel went to a place called the Black Rose Tavern. I know exactly where that is in Boston. A very fine place. Jen Ochoa says, my bankroll is dependent on how I do the first bet. How true. How true, my friend.
You know, a lot of times though, my first bet won't be till third, fourth race or something like that. It's just
Yeah.
depends on how the day goes.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. There was one day, true story. I was up in Woodbine last year, right? And there was 10 races. I bet 2. You know what I mean? They're the only 2
Right.
I felt, exactly. And they said you come on, just didn't feel, exactly.
Nothing wrong with that. That's the way you keep most of your money in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So how many minutes we got to post here?
So they're coming out on the track right now, Sean.
Yeah.
So they just walked out and it shows 9 minutes to post.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? I mean, yeah. And this race is one of those ones that just makes you go,
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? My pick is in. And I think, yeah, my pick is in. With the second pick, I'm just going to do a $2 exacta, 2 over the 156. Just put the key to 2 on top over the 156. $6.
That'll cost you $6 if you're playing along. $2 over $2 exacta 2 with the 1, 5, and 6.
Yeah, and if we lose, we're not betting big money. We got something to watch,
Exactly.
Yeah,
and you know, we're looking at $1 exactas with the 1, 736, with the 5, 707, and with the 6, 1173. So $2 would get us double that. So we're making money anyway if we hit that. Not a lot, but nice little wager. The 2-5 right now is the favorite, and that was the way I had mine, 2-5, but pretty chalky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You kill Angel, you kill exactly. Well, if I had the 4, 5, 6, I would not like my pick either. Is that I would, Angel. I like my pick much better,
Yeah, the 4 seems like a stretch to me, and that doesn't mean it can't happen. I mean, it just did, right? But I find it hard to believe that this 2 isn't at least a piece of that. So
yeah, exactly. No, absolutely. And thank you to everybody again for joining us tonight. Over 154. Love to see you. You need the 2 to turn right on that first turn. I hear you, Angel. that will definitely help your 4, 5, 6 tremendously. But thank you to everybody. If you're and Ethan, yeah, that's who we like, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Please, if press the like button if you like what you're seeing tonight. Subscribe. We have so much great content coming out with everything coming up, in Preakness and just everything going on right now. It's such a busy time at Trust the Profits, but so many great things coming out. Definitely subscribe and be a part of the action for sure.
Absolutely. And if you haven't checked the channel lately, we've had a couple videos come out today. So you had Collins doubling down is out. So make sure that you check that out for the Preakness. He's playing doubles this weekend. Keith's cash plays are out. If you missed Keith's cash plays on Derby Day, you missed a couple of price horses coming in and playing and paying very well. So make sure you check that out. Jessica did a pedigree puzzle yesterday where she runs down the Preakness field. The formula's got a full field rundown on the Preakness Stakes, so make sure you check some of those out. And Colin is there. You have it, folks, right there. Colin is guaranteeing that he's got the daily double winning.
Love it. He went all. He's very smart.
With the streak he's had, all might lose.
and have 2 disqualifications in the process. But it'll be great. And yeah, definitely check out his thing tomorrow night as well. So the horses are starting to make their way towards the gate here in race 5 with 4 minutes to go. Odds are staying pretty stable here. 5-2, 3-1, 4-1, 6-5. So for a short field there,
they are. Sean, the horse that I like the way he's warming up is the 6.
Yeah.
I think the 6 really looks good. I like the way he's warming up on the track. It's one to where we talked about. I like the 2, the 5, and the 6. I said the 6 definitely had the back class. I just didn't like the way it looked like the 5 might be in better form, but that 6 really looks good. And if he runs back, he definitely could be a part. But we got him too. So
yeah, Team Foley. Yeah, exactly. We're just hoping that the speed continues to play the well. Vince has already got the already got the pick 3 here. All with all. There you go. Well done, Vince.
Mike is playing a 1-2 exacta box here.
Yep. Makes sense, Mike. Absolutely.
Can't argue with putting Lou on as a piece of that.
Yeah, Carson liked that one too. Yeah,
yes.
1-2. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see and it's a hot day down there, so that's interesting. Most of the horses I've seen on the screen so far look pretty good. I always love seeing like the people in the back, like standing there watching the horses or watching the
right.
What a cool experience that is.
Yeah, it's a nice setup there at Churchill, and there are always people right there on the backside that are right there by the fence watching the races.
Yeah, really, no better spot to watch it,
And if you have not been to Churchill yet, if you have the opportunity to go this year, you have to go check out the new paddock. It's incredible. It's amazing. Seeing it in person, the videos and everything you've seen on TV make it look great, and it is just much more incredible in person. It's something you have to go see. The experience is just amazing.
Yeah, and Gizmo's got a small daily double 5-5 just for fun. Why not? There you go. If you like something, try it. You never know. And these musical prayer is just as good a shot as anybody in this group. Absolutely. And they're playing them too, which is absolutely a very good way to do it,
All right. Just a reminder of Sean's bet there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And thank you, Mike, very much, my friend.
Appreciate you joining us as always, Mike. Glad to have everybody. This wouldn't be the same if it was just Sean and I sitting here talking to nobody and not having the interaction. It's like, Sean and I love talking horses and talking to each other, but this
right. But there's no exactly. Yep. There's no better way than this, Yeah, exactly. Tim Me is win, place, and show on the 5. Rommel Ali likes the 2. Collins is liking Assiniboia. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, he's got his hat ready to go.
Gotta love Assiniboia, one of the greatest entertainment tracks that we have in North America.
Yep, absolutely.
Can't wait to get back to the races at Assiniboia Downs this year.
Yes, exactly. Exciting. My boy Whitehall.
Time.
My boy Whitehall. Antonio Whitehall back in the. Everyone knows how much I love Antonio Whitehall. Great to have him back in the action.
Yes.
Charles B. winning place in the 4, first time Lasix, first after claim.
Sean, you're going to Belmont, right?
I am going to Belmont, Mike. Yes, I am.
I will not be there, Mike, but Sean will definitely be there. And I think Colin is joining him as well. Was Keith
Yes,
coming
he
in?
will be. Yep.
Keith. We're off. So it is our 5 and our 6 from the outside. Luan tried to show a little bit of speed from the rail, but the 2 is now going to cruise by everyone and take his position right up front. The road runner at 6-5 is got about a half length lead on the 5 Musical Prayer. Just outside that one, 3 wide is the 6 Wonder of You. Down inside the 1 is about 2 lengths off the lead at this point, and the 4 Edge of Town trails the field. 5 horses went to the quarter in 22.61 seconds. The 2 up front is being challenged on the outside by Wonder of You, the 6 horse. The 5 Musical Prayer is another length back, but starting to close the gap on the top 2. The 2 took that challenge from the 6 and is starting to pull out a little bit, but the 5 horse Musical Prayer is really making a bold move to the outside and looks to be sweeping to the lead as they enter the stretch. The half was 45.41 seconds. We're in the stretch. The 2, the Roan Runner, is fighting back bravely. The 5 outside that one, Musical Prayer, is on the outside, way outside. Here comes Luan with Rosia Bay down the middle of the track, and Rosia Bay and Luan Machado are going to win this race, drawing off by 2, 3 increasing lengths. It's going to be close for second, the 5 and the 4, and the 2 horse way back and forth, and the 6
way back. Yep. No, you could tell right away he went right to the lead, but then he just absolutely just buckled.
Yes.
You knew about halfway through that race. Victor had a daily double 2 and 3 and 6. Oh, is that And Mike, it'll just be great to see you there, my friend.
I'm not sure the 4 got up. I think the 5. Did
the 5 get up? Yeah.
My first impression was that the 5 held at the wire, but
he did. Okay, yeah.
It's going to be it's a head bob, but I think he held in the. I don't think the 4 passed him until just past the wire, but it's really close.
And boy, look at the 1 got bet down to 5-2.
He did.
Yeah, we got the No, the Roan Runner.
Great ride by Luan as always.
Oh yeah, one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet. He's got a great head on his shoulders, and this is a kid you're going to be hearing from for many years to come. This kid can really ride. Mike W. met Luan Machado.
1-5.
Riders up, sitting 3rd in the Tour de Force. Will Tim be aggressive to challenge Armchair, or will he be conservative to maintain the 3rd place position?
Oh, you know the answer to that, Mike.
Yeah, we know exactly. He's going all in, baby.
I'm going for the win.
He's pushing the chips. He's pushing those chips.
We're going to cash big, or we're not going to cash in these last 2 races.
Yep, absolutely. Only way to fly.
The only
way to fly for Tim.
But you know what? Here's the thing about this, Mike, and Sean knows this. I'm not going to change my strategy. I'm going to play it the same way that I've played every other week that put me into 3rd place, and it's been that same strategy. I'm not a conservative player. I said this just a little bit ago. I bet with conviction. I bet my opinion. I have strong opinions, and you know what? I'm wrong a lot. But when I'm right, this is what happens. Yep. You look at all the races that are a part of Tour de Force, and I forget the number, but what is it, Sean? Like 20 races or something?
26, 26, 25. Yeah.
Anyway, so I've had a lot of zeros in there, but I'm sitting in 3rd place out of 80 some.
Amen.
Handicappers and some really strong handicappers in the business, and people that get paid to do it, which I don't, and so I do okay. I do okay.
You do just fine. Yeah.
I do okay. I bet my opinions.
Yeah, you do just fine. So Mike is going to spread hard to finish in the money. I like it. There you go.
And if you didn't see, Hombre jumped up to 5th place.
He did. I know. This would be the first time Hombre has cashed in his own game. That would be quite appropriate. Exactly. I'm in 14th. I'm kind of sitting on outside. Got to make a strong finish here somehow.
Yeah, he had the Mystic Dan exacta and cashed very well. He was the weekly winner for the Derby. You got to love that. And I know that in addition to Tour de Force, he had that bet himself as well. So he did pretty well with the Derby.
Yes, he did very well.
He was a big Mystic Dan fan.
Maybe my boy Antiquarian can help on Belmont Day for me.
I've got an antiquarian angle for the Preakness, so
I like it. There you go. I think I know exactly who you're talking about, but
I bet you do.
Yep. Skipped going up against Antiquarian again. Didn't want a piece of him. Knew how good he was.
That is right.
Well, and you know the best thing was about him this weekend, Mike, which I was so proud, and Mike, that I was so proud of, was the fact that he actually stayed in the gate this time. He didn't go out of the gate. He actually stayed in the gate. And when he stays in the gate, people forget he's only run 4 times. So, you know what I'm saying? So he ran a maiden special allowance race, then ran in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? In that race. And despite going breaking in through the gate, still ran a very decent 5th. And then came back and won so he's improving every time. So
absolutely.
Queen Gano. Okay.
So Romel, if you're talking about that last race, it was the 1. So it was 154.
Excellent. Yeah.
He's asking who won. ¿Quién ganó?
Yeah.
Si quiere Romel, podemos hablar en español lo que quieras.
There you go. See, we got our man right here. Exactly. Our translator right here is excellent. So we have 21 minutes until race 6. What is with the big times in between Churchill races? Do we know what this?
I'm not exactly sure why they do it so much. Now, on Thursday nights and maybe Saturday nights, I get there's a little entertainment and things going on, but
okay, yeah.
So maybe it's that. And Thursday night with the twilight, this is the night they have the $2 beers and
so okay, yes, that makes sense.
Things going on.
That makes sense.
Romel is asking if we speak Spanish. Yo sí, Romel. Mi esposa es española y habla español. Viví en España durante 10 años.
See, exactly what he said. Exactly. Yep. Absolutely. As Mike W puts, bigger purses, more time in between. Yeah. These are big purses. I mean, even like the claiming race we just did was 72,000. You know what I mean? So for a purse, there's some allowances in America that don't have that, or stakes races don't have that, So it's very interesting. So.
Pero ¿cuál, Romel? El último ha sido el 1. Ha sido 1-5-4-2.
This is an interesting race 6 coming up. We got 7 furlongs, claiming 30,000, non-winners of 2, lifetime purse 54,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races.
And I think is Carson going to try to come back in for this?
Yes.
one?
Yep.
Hey, Sean, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yep. No problem, my friend. Yep. And so let us know who Mike Hasana likes the 4 and the 6 here. And that would be, let me see who that is. That would be Big Kahuna and She's Splendid. Yeah, Michael Tomlinson, Luis Saez, always a duo you have to keep your eye on for sure. And the Big Kahuna is Carlos Barboza and Carlos Santa Maria. Carlos squared, as they like to say. And again, there's that speed. If you like that speed angle, the speed is playing pretty well. It did in that race. The 2 wasn't able to hold, but so far And when I think of speed, interesting that 7 is out of Dortmund here. Chanisa, Keith Asmussen, Steven Asmussen, dropping down from the 50,000, and only just ran 14 days ago. So right away, Steven Asmussen putting him right back on the track, which I think is definitely a solid angle for sure. The 6, She's Splendid, on my birthday, won a maiden 40,000 going. Almost was sitting right off the pace with Tyler. I guess Louis Saez today aboard, and I don't know if this duo has gotten together. I don't remember Tomlinson and Louis Saez being a very big duo of racing here together. But we got Paul McAfee on the rail here with the rider. I'm really not familiar with, but he's a bug boy, so or a bug girl, I should say. I don't know which one it is, but good luck to them. Still trying to get their first win. And Larry Demaret, here's our boy right here, Larry Demaret. Gotta love Larry. So happy that he had a horse in the Derby. Wasn't that a great story? That was a fabulous story. He got a horse and it's a Palace Malice baby. So I'm sure that will definitely be Frank Payne in the house. How are you, my friend? So Charles B, the speed in the beginning came out really fast. They're really flying in the beginning, but the last race, the 2 went to the lead and then kind of gave it up. And the one Lewan came from the back to steal the show. So at least in that race, the pace was lively and so a horse can close, which is interesting. But early in the race, they were Scott Letty joining my buddy Dan Torgman, thinking that Just Steel could steal the Preakness. I've always thought he was a better raider than the lead. I was like, when I saw Keith going for the lead in the Derby, I was like, what? I didn't use him per se in my bets, but I was shocked to see him out on the lead in that contested pace. And I thought he was a better raider, but I mean, who knows? Now that Muth is out, I mean, and who knows? Imagination, does it have the speed to get up there? And maybe a horse like Just Steel just does go to the lead and see. Grandma Horse Racing, how are you? But yeah, interesting point here, Tim, that and Frank Payne were playing Churchill Downs, my friend. But Scott Letty says, Tim, that's Just Steel to steal the Preakness. I saw Dan Torgman had the same thought. That what say you on that?
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, I get it. Everybody loves the coach, and I would be the first one cheering for him if he wins, and I lose all my bets. But I just honestly don't see it. Now, I will say this: I think there's a reason that in addition to having Just Steel in here, that he also put Seize the Gray in, and Seize the Gray is a miler, a 1-turn horse, and in this 2-turn race, I think that he's trying to make sure that he gets enough pace up front because there's not a lot of speed in here.
No,
so yeah. I expect to see Seize the Gray trying to press Imagination a little bit. Imagination is a horse that just can't pass horses.
Yeah.
So is going to need the lead and is going to have to do it from way outside.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to pass everybody inside. So it's going to be interesting. But I just think Just Steel is just a little bit below everybody else. I think it's interesting that Rosario is getting back up and the coach took Keith off. You can't. I mean, it's a Derby. They're going to be horses. I get it. 17th, beaten 33 lengths. But I just don't think that Joel's really that much better than Keith, if at all. And,
Right.
but I mean, there are so many good horses in here. You got, you got Mystic Dan coming back, your Derby winner. You have to give that horse an honest chance. So of course, everybody's talking about Tuscan Gold and how good that horse could be. And you got Chad Brown, and this is an angle that he won last year or a couple of years ago, and then brought in Blazing Sevens last year, and for a very nice second. And so it's an angle. I think he's been pointed here all along with this horse. It's definitely interesting, but there's and then the horse that just joined the fray, Catching Freedom, and another thing that I think you need to look at is Uncle Heavy. Uncle Heavy's getting IRAD up, so it's always interesting to me that IRAD, despite everyone saying that IRAD is the best rider in the country, if you look at the Triple Crown races, IRAD's not getting the rides, and you have to wonder why that is. But that could be a huge step forward for this horse. So if you really want to know my opinions and how I'm betting, check out my video that comes out tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Grandma's playing the 3 at Evangeline. Exactly. So if anyone's playing Evangeline, we always support our man Rob over there. Rob Toole does a fabulous job over there. So
love it.
Always, if you're betting Evangeline as well, let the people know who you like. It's a great track.
Our bankroll. Take out $6.
Yeah. So
we're still sitting at a strong $82.
Yeah, exactly.
Right at the wire. On the road again. Yeah, Scott, I just think it's really, it's really unusual that you've got a rider that so many people think that is just head and shoulders above everyone. Why is he not getting the better horses in the Triple Crown races? I mean, you just have to scratch your head and ask why that happens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree.
And here's the thing, Sean. Here's the amazing thing. You've got guys like Todd Pletcher and Chad Brown who put him up on their first picks at a lot of the tracks throughout the week. But when it comes to these big races, they've got horses in the race and they're not putting him up.
Right. It's very interesting to me, And Alex is in the house. Alex is on the road. This man is the road warrior lately. He is on the road constantly.
Is that Willie Nelson?
Mm-hmm. He definitely would have had Forte. That's for sure. But
that's true.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Jeffrey's asking, what do you think about the 3 in race 6? Well, we'll get into that right now. Exactly. That's a great timing, great segue, if you will.
Segue.
Jeffrey, and with 10 minutes to go, this is an interesting race. The 3 to me is a fascinating horse. He came in definitely off the layoff. So anyone who thinks he needed a layoff probably may have needed one. Chased inside, lost about 11 lengths. That it wasn't really close. Ran once at Churchill. Albeit versus much better, including Sharp Tune and What's Cracking, who both became winners. So that was at least a key race. So at least, interesting that Phil Sims is still working on his horses at Keeneland. Didn't bring him down to Churchill for work, but at least this horse, he was a step slow versus that group, but that was $118,000 maiden race and with multiple winners out of it. So, and was running against horses like Austere. So at least this horse was running in the beginning. Someone thought this horse was going to be a really good horse. It was previously trained by Mark Casse. He'd have to beat me here. I don't know about you, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, this is another one of those races, Sean. My angle when it's, horses that have never won 2. It's go back and look at every horse has won 1 race. So let's look at the maidens. Yeah. And you look at the 3 and the 3 started out in maiden special weight, 118, dropped down to a 70K and had to drop to a maiden 50 claimer before the horse got a win. there are horses in here who have much better early wins and have competed against better. And a horse that's really interesting to me, and I know the horse has got a pretty long line, and that is the one horse Baytown Lovely. The horse had won at first asking at Keeneland. I mean, I know it was a 4.5 furlong race, but that was a maiden special weight. And then look where the horse went, directly into stakes class. And it was seventh. But this horse has been racing in stakes races, allowance races, and now is starting to drop down to the claiming ranks. So a little bit interesting there when you go back and look at that angle. I look at the 2 horse here, claimer. So I'm going to skip that one. Then I go down to the 4 horse. Again, had to drop down to the claiming level and just finally got the win last out. So a lot of these other horses have been racing against much better. So the 4 would be a definite play against for me when you've got horses that have been out of the maiden ranks for a while. The 5 is where I gravitated for my top pick, believe it or not. And this is the reason was that what I talked about. So the horse came first out in a 5.5 furlong, 83,000, actually raced in a better field at Churchill Downs, which is where she broke her maiden in a good race there, and then came out optional claimers and then dropped down into the claiming ranks, which is where I think this horse belongs. Been off a little bit, raced in January. I'm going to toss that race because it was on a wet track in the mud. But this horse has done well at Churchill. This is where she broke her maiden, and I think this horse just fits here. The 5's another one to where had to drop down to lower ranks as a maiden, and then you get down to the 7, which is probably going to be the top pick for most. It was my second. I'm 5 and 7 on my exacta here, Sean. Solid. I see why the 7's going to be the favorite, but this 5 is one I just kept getting drawn back to, and I like the fact that the 5 has a win on Churchill at the Churchill track, where the 7 horse has run once at Churchill, but did not get a win in that one. That was the last time out. Just ran back on the 2nd of May, if you look. That was off a layoff. So this is second off a layoff, and they're bringing the horse back really quickly, wheeling back on 2 weeks. So that's a reason that I'm playing against this horse, who is currently your 1-to-1 favorite. But I can see the horse getting a piece. But I really like 5, 7, and then I'm going to go back to that 1 underneath of those. So 5, 7, and 1. I think the 3 could also get a piece underneath for third. So 5, 7, 1, 3 would be my top 4.
There you go. Okay. And let's see, just go back here for a second. Here we got Mike W has a 7 over the $356 exacta key box. Blair Thompson has the 157. Charles B has the 2456 box at Churchill. Tim Me has the 367 exacta box. Angel James has 20 to win on the 4, the $2 exacta 4 all. So he's definitely and you're the Scott Letty likes the 5 here, and Blair also likes the 5.
I love the 5, and it's interesting. I just said 5, 7, 1, 3, and there's BBT 5, 7, 1. So I like that a lot better. Those are my picks, 5, 7, and 1. I think the 3 could get a piece underneath. I like more for a finish in third at the bottom of a trifecta ticket, but I think 5, 7, 1 is solid here for me.
Exactly. So I don't think we're going to get Carson back here. So do you want to take this one, or do you?
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. Wait, we got a little time still, right?
4 minutes to go.
4 minutes. Let me take a quick look, because I've been looking at all that as we were talking, and I haven't.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely do. Thank you again to everybody for joining us tonight. This is an interesting field. I'm surprised a little bit that the 5 is 6 to 1 here.
As am I. I'm looking at a couple of things here real quick. I want to check the wheel pays.
I thought they would definitely be lower than they are. But if you're a handicapper, you hope that is definitely not the case. 6 getting some play here with Tomlinson and Saez.
Yeah, that's another one that I was just going back to and looking because I thought the 6 looked really good on the track. So
he did, yeah, it looked very good.
The one thing about the 6 to me, Sean, and this, like we were talking about with one other horse, is a horse. It has had 7 races and just broke her maiden the last time out.
Yeah.
In a maiden 40 at Keeneland. So a lot of these other horses that, they've been racing against winners. So first time against winners is tough.
Very tough.
And especially at this class, people don't understand because they're like, all these horses have only had 1 win. So this one's got 1 win. Yes, but experience against winners is something that really, sets the other horses apart from this one a little bit.
Right. So
and not saying the horse couldn't win. It does happen, but it is a big step up when you go from racing against maidens to racing against winners.
Yes, absolutely. So true. So true.
All right, Sean. I do believe.
We got, my friend.
So in this race, I think we're going to do something a little bit different than what we normally do. And I'm going to bet a 3-horse trifecta box for $2, cost a total of $12. And I'm going to bet the 1, 5, and 7. So 1, 5, and 7, $2 trifecta box, cost you $12. That's our bet. Let me put it in here for everyone to see.
Heading towards the gate.
I'm definitely betting it myself right now.
Yep, as mine.
Might even play it twice.
Or 3. The group starting to make that turn to the starting gate. Good luck to everybody playing out there. Rick Johnson, how are you, my friend? 5-7 with 3-5-7 and 5-7 with 1-2-4-6 with 3-5-7. Vince Watson's got exact key box 6 with the 1-3-7. Baytown Lovely runs running from the rail, 8 pounds lighter. Yep. Yeah, with the rider I'm not familiar with, but JC Bielmir trying to get their first win. Very exciting if they do. The Golden Rail is alive and well. They're now almost in the gate. We got the 3 and the 7 left. Good luck to everybody playing along. 5 down to 7-2. Getting some late money there for the 5. And they're off.
With a good start, quickly racing to the front, the big Kahuna comes out with speed as well. These for 1-2.
And we got the 5 out in the lead here with the 4 staying right on its inside. We got the 7 on the outside. We got the 2, the 3, and the 6 all trying to follow suit. And then we got the 1 on the rail. So the 1/4 and 22 and 4. And it's almost Fudge on the outside leading this group. The 3 Kahuna right on its inside. We got the 7 Chinesa, the favorite, looming large on the outside. We got the 3, the 2, and then the 2 and the 1 starting the 2 falling back a little bit. So going around the far turn, the half and 45 and 4. But the 5, Almond Fudge, still.
Here comes the 1 up the rail.
Yep. Here comes the 4. Here comes the 1.
Get up,
Down
7.
the stretch they come. 7 trying to get involved late. They got the 4 is on the lead. You got the 1 on the rail. 5 is dying out. The 3 trying to get to him, but it's between the 4 and the 1. Down the stretch they come. Baytown Lovely. The 4. Who's gonna win this at the line? And it's a photo finish. Hold all tickets.
Oh my goodness.
Ugh.
I loved that one.
Yeah.
That was the first one I talked about.
I know, huh? Victor had a 3-6 with a 1-5-8. Man, that was. Ooh. The question is, was that the 4 or the 1? Because what's that? A $20 exacta, a 20 to win, and a 4 all exacta. That was.
I think the 1 got it.
The 1, yeah. Let's see. This is dangerously close. 4, 1, 1, 4, 1. Ooh, the 4 is good.
But here's the thing: the mirror's before that pole.
Oh, it is. Okay.
A lot of people are thrown off by that. I think the 1 got it.
The 1 got it. Okay. Baytown Lovely. Todd, our man Todd, saying that golden rail is lovely, and at 8 to 1. Could this be Joseph? Okay, no, it's not their first win ever, but this could be their first win at Churchill Downs. Very exciting for the bug. I don't know if it's a bug girl or lady, but very exciting nonetheless. Kevin Best was on that 4.
That angle looks a lot more like it was the 4, but in live,
Yeah,
I thought it was 1-4. Yeah,
1-4.
Live normally looks a little bit better to me. Anytime they slow it down and change the camera angle, it always throws me off. So I thought it was the 1-4-3.
Wow, the bug getting the job done there.
That was the first one I talked about, Sean, where I said the horse has had a lot more experience, but I like that he won first time out and then went to stakes class and has raced against so much better. And is
absolutely. Yeah, no.
Oh, should have stuck to my guns.
Yeah, I know, huh? That was nice. That was a nice one. And that was definitely a bad beat. Yeah, exactly. A bad beat there, Charles, if you had the 4 and someone's crying in their Angel. Oh, look at this. 20 to win on the 4 and exact $2 exact at 4 all. Oh, that is the definition of bad beats right there. That is the definition of bad beats. Yeah, Angel's crying. Can't believe he got beat. Exactly. That is a bad beat indeed. Oh, Charles. Tough beat. Good handicapping, but just a tough beat all around there.
Definitely.
Oh, you hate to see it, you know? You think you've handicapped it perfectly. It almost comes to what you think is perfection, and then all of a sudden, lowers the boom. It can be cruel. It can definitely be cruel. Yeah, no, it's a nice call, Tim. You could have run that race every day and I would never find it. Yeah, no, but that really does help. You know, it really does help.
You know, we talk about it all the time. Everybody has their way of handicapping and the things that they look at, and you know, there's no right and wrong way. There are things that I think everyone looks at, but you know, what works for one person, you know, other people think is stupid, and you know, they what works for them, you know, it just doesn't work for other people. So it's like,
no, absolutely.
That's why we go back to Bet your way. Listen to what other people say. If you can use that data to adjust your plays, then go ahead. But don't bet what other people bet or what they tell you to. Just take them
Right.
as data. Take them as data points, and you bet you. We say it
Yep,
all the
absolutely.
time.
Yep. And the next race is one of the most confusing horses I have ever seen in my life.
I'm willing to take a bet on who that might be.
Yeah. The horse is absolutely probably drives his trainer and everybody crazy. Who thought he was going to be the great horse, and then has just gone on a weird run since. But the 7th race coming up, and let me see here for everybody who was looking there. By the way, just go back there. Let's see what we had there. So for anybody who had that, let's see the exact $1 won for 83.62. The 50-cent try 184.23. 10-cent super 112.49. And the super high 5 8,146.20. Even a nice daily double, $1 daily double, the old 1-1, the golden rail, as Todd said, 41.06. And the pick 3 411 call information $462.70. That is nice.
Definitely.
Victor, you are not alone in that there are a lot of people that have that angle. It's called the lone mount angle, where a rider just has the one mount and they think they're just sitting around for that one mount. And that has worked before. I've seen that before. Sometimes at a track like Turfway, when you're on like a synthetic, sometimes if you only have one mount, that can hurt you because the other ones are in much are in shape. But I think on dirt, that angle plays much more effectively. And Todd is saying, okay, the one will not win the next race.
Are you talking about the 7th race, Todd, or what are we talking about here? Or is he?
He was being facetious. I don't know.
Well, I'm just wondering. I'm just trying to clarify.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Sean, I was about to say that the thing about it is, and I know they were talking about Bejarano just having the one mount here. Right now, the 8 horse is the favorite. That's the Bejarano horse they're talking about. But in the will pays, the double and the pick 3, that horse is not 2, 3, 4th favorite.
Yeah. I thought that interesting too.
Yeah, and the will pays typically tell you where what you can definitely figure out the odds a little bit closer to the will pays than what they are early on.
Yeah, and interested in this race, which is funny that you look at these. Speed was really holding up early. It seems to be switching a little bit here on that front, huh?
Yes. Now that one, I was watching that one the whole time because it was one of the horses we had, and the horse was in the back, and I was almost about to make a comment while you were calling the race that he's taking the Mystic Dan angle, but he was coming up the rail, but actually he angled out and then came back inside because there was a horse that had him blocked, so he went around the horse and came back and then came up the rail.
Yes, exactly.
Which to circle a horse like that and still win just shows that horse was much the best.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you, I keep looking at this, Sean. This was a race I looked at earlier, and there was one horse in here that just really stood out to me. So
okay, yeah.
So the next one is a 6 furlong race. It's a optional claiming race, I believe was what it was.
Yeah. First 134,000. for 3-year-olds which have not won 18 twice other than maiden, claiming, or starter.
Or a claiming price of 80,000.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was looking, just let me look down through here. No one's, yes, the 8. I'm sorry. So the 8 didn't meet the conditions, so came in for a tag.
Yeah.
And Sean, as we speak.
Look who's coming back in. Exactly.
I'm
not
in for a tag.
Not in. She's not in for a tag. She's in for the Preakness Stakes. She's in for the Black Eyed Susan. Exactly. She
That's
will
the
never.
best day at Pimlico Racetrack, I swear. Love Black Eyed Susan Day.
Yeah.
That's
and
a good time.
She will. This is one that will never run for a claiming race. She will straight out Rachel Alexandra, all stakes.
All stakes.
It depends on the price. I'm just kidding. I hope everybody had the 1 last race. Sorry I couldn't get back in time. But
I don't know if that was one you had, but I called the horse out right away and we bet something else. But I loved that one, and we didn't stick with it on top and make the right wagers with it. But
yeah, I put $100 to win on it, so I'm happy.
Oh,
it was a nice surprise.
Good job, Carson.
There you go.
Yeah, I kind of lost a little bit on the price there. So somebody, I guess it was just trending. The rail is hot right now. So
yeah, the Victor is asking, why is the 5 10-1? That would be Lofty Adjudicator John McKee and Anna Navarrete. Interesting. He's run 3 races at Churchill. Gotten a 3rd. Interesting. For sure. This is a wide open race. Todd says the 7 looks, we'll get into that, Victor, when we go into our picks for sure, my friend. 7, Todd says the 7 looks great. Says Carson's in for a straight.
yeah.
Let's see. 6 is in West Point training. SWOT analysis. Oh, yep, from Mark Casse. Absolutely. Well played. Charles B. Yeah, 1 was much in the best in photo push. Yeah, absolutely. Sour grapes here. I don't blame you, Charles. That was a bad beat. There's only one prophet who could get me off the road, and there she is. See? Carson, there you go. See? There you go.
I was late. I'm sorry.
But you got him off the road. Exactly.
Hi, Alex. Yes. Don't handicap and drive, I guess.
Yes. See? Exactly. CBS cares. And Bobby D, exact 7-6-2 and win on the 6 and the 8. Angel James, who had that brutal beat as a $2 exacta box, 127, and a 50-cent try, 1267. Charlie likes the 5 to win in place on the number 7, and Mike W, a 123 $1 try box. All right, so Carson, would you like this race, my friend, or?
Sure.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so when looking at this race, this is an interesting race for sure. And looking at the doubles, the horse I was saying, Carson, drives me nuts, right? Is Echo again. Oh, the horse just, I thought it was going to be great in the beginning, and then went down to that springboard mile. It was just, and just hasn't been consistent at all, But yeah, I don't like him here today, but I'm saying that horse is always driving me, I got off his bandwagon.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, interestingly to me, this is a quite an interesting race here. On the speed angle, just alone, I find this very interesting. Midnight Taxes, Chris Hartman and Flo Giroux, and Flo is off to an amazing start right now at Churchill. Was he 24 for 40 in the money? I mean, he's just riding it amazing. what I find fascinating about this horse is that he won at Oaklawn wire to wire. But if you look at his last race at Churchill Downs, he came from the back to finish third. Now granted, he wasn't close to the two winners, but Deer District is a very good horse, and Zambezi was a recent winner, so at least they were running against. He was running against good horses. So I thought this was a very interesting. So this horse can kind of play both sides of the fence, if you will, speed or closing, which I thought was a very interesting angle here. So I like the 3. I don't know if the 2. I like the way the 2 runs and ran a big race at Keeneland and just missed there, and obviously 2 big races at Fairgrounds. And Mitchell Merle's up to ride this horse, so clearly he does know this horse well for Greg Foley. I just don't know if he can hold on with all the speed in this race. There's a lot of speed signed on in this race. So my pick was 3. I was actually 3, 2, 1, and then 7. And who did you like there, Mr. Tim?
Yeah, so I look at this race and I see a whole lot of front runners. I see a lot of speed in this race, and I just think that it's going to be a battle up front. So I do not think that this is a race that that necessarily speed is going to hold for, even though it's been holding very well all night. I look inside to the 1 horse. This is a horse that has been off since November. Arrow Smash, Alex Concepcion for Philip Bear inside. This horse has not only shown speed, but has also shown the ability to rate in some of his routes. So I don't think that this horse necessarily has to be on the speed. And I think with all of the speed and the rail, Alex can position him behind what's going to be a lot of speed. But I'll tell you what I do see. I see a 5 furlong work in 59 and 4 first to 30 on the 10th of May at Churchill. And that's a monster fast workout. So at Churchill Downs. So I really like this 1 a lot. The 1 is my top pick. And then I've got a couple of closers underneath. I think with all the speed, I'm going to pick a couple of closers to finish up and round out the try with the 1 horse. And I'm going to go for a couple of price horses here. One of those is the 5 Lofty Adjudicator. This is a horse, again, last time out, was finishing a good second in the 6 furlong race at this level. And you can see beat SWOT analysis in that race. Second off a layoff, I think, is a good move forward. And with the speed figures of that horse, I think it's a horse that can definitely be a piece. And the other one that I think is going to be your other closers, the 8 horse Radical Right. I commented, and I know people have been talking about, and I commented about the horse being the early favorite, and now those odds have obviously changed a little bit. But I don't see the horse being a favorite, but I think the horse can get a piece. And I think we all know Bearano is going to be coming with a charge late, but I just think that that's another one that can get a piece. So I'm going to go 1, 5, and 8.
Yeah. Now here's a question for you, which is interesting because obviously the 8 is being played, right?
Right.
With this is what race do we think? Because my question was, does the 3 try to run in the front or does the 3 try to run from behind? My guess is I think it's going to try with all the speed, maybe to try to duplicate the race that they ran at Churchill on May 25th last year around this time,
right?
And see if maybe they can duplicate that one, especially with Flo jumping aboard.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, Sean. The only thing is, in all of the races this year, the horse has been on the been on the lead.
Right,
so and other than that Churchill Downs race last year, again, most of the races the horse has been the speed. So I just think this is a speed horse and is probably going to want to be on the lead. And if the horse does rate and can duplicate that effort with the improvement speed figure wise, obviously can be a part here and be a key factor. The horse is right now your favorite, but look at the favorite, 4-1.
Yeah.
Here's what we've got right now: the 2 at 9-2, the 3 at 4-1, the 4 at 5-1. You got the 8 at 5-1. So you've got all of those horses hanging between 4 and 5-1, and then the 7 at 6-1. So they're all right there. But the interesting one to me still, and again, a horse, if you look, maybe doesn't have what everybody else has on paper, but the 5 is another one of those sneaky underneath plays at a price that I think that we can potentially get a little bit of a price on.
Yeah. Victor is relieved. He handicapped this exactly as Tim, $1 exact the box, 1578. Blair likes the 1, 2, 3 at Churchill for Rigney Stables. But the voice that counts the most is our friend Carson.
Well, I have a lot of horses here, so
A lot. Well, and look at the odds, so you can throw a blanket over them.
yeah. Maybe some pi 3.14 or some sort of mathematical prime number
There you
situation.
go. Love it. There you go.
And then sprinkle in the 10 there. I'm borrowing that from our friend Caitlin Free, who likes to sprinkle horses underneath at longer odds.
Love it.
So I like the 1 here on the rail. I do like the 3 for the reasons mentioned, and the 5. I think the 5's getting some disrespect.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give Colby Hernandez a shot on this 10.
Hey, Carson, I love the 1, and I was just looking, since you gave a shout out to Caitlin, I'm just going to mention this. I just looked. The 1 is Caitlin's best bet of the day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had the TV up. I'm working very hard, as you can tell, at the hospital, and I've got Churchill Downs live on the TV.
Love it.
The perks of being the boss, but yeah. I keyed the 1 here. I was going to do a $1 try box. So are we still doing the music? What's going on? It's no longer draft season. Okay.
Love it.
It's always draft season. What do you mean?
That's right.
We're going to do a $1 try box, keying the 1 with the 3, 5, 10.
Trifecta key box, 1 with 3, 5, 10.
I like it.
For $1, is that what you're doing?
Yes. Should be $18 total.
Blair Thompson going with the 1 to win like we are. Scott Letty likes the 8, but the 9 is very interesting.
The 9 I like, and is a great horse, and I like him going back to dirt here, but he had an injury at Saratoga last year, and I don't really know the extent of it, but it's been off for a while. Yeah. Not to say he can't come back very strong. I have not looked at his works, but
there just seems to be a lot of speed signed on here,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm totally wrong.
Yeah, that was the thing for me, is that's why it just, and the only reason that I like the 1 is because I don't think the 1 is gonna go out with them on the lead.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a ton of speed in this race.
Yeah, that's why I think if I see I think the 1's really live here with with Axel, and I also do think in this race I think Flo will take back. I don't think he'll go to the lead.
There you have our official bet. If you were wondering in the chat, we have a $1 trifecta key box, the 1 with the 3, 5, 10.
Horse is all looking good on the track. We got a cat walking around the back.
Carson, did you like that 5, or did you throw it in off of what my comments are?
No, I mean, I agree with your comments, but I looked at the 5. Right.
Good. And that's why I'm wondering, because it was just like, I was just wondering if you saw what I was seeing. So I like the 5.
I do too. And we were trying to figure out, so I think this is the horse that John McKee's running that was on Full Patrol. And I'm curious to see it in post parade, but John McKee kept popping up in conversations all this week, and it's just one of those, I'm not going to leave him out.
Yep.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to go see if I can catch post parade. We'll be right back.
Sure.
We're heading towards that gate. Good luck to everybody. The official bet is 1 over the 3, 5, 10. On a nice night at Churchill Downs. That's at least nice to see, huh?
Yeah, the weather's gorgeous here today, so it's been really nice.
Yeah.
We've had a little bit of rain this week, but we've had rain and warm weather, and today all day it was warm. We had a little bit of rain early yesterday, but it was dried up by the time I got home and I mowed my grass. So
Yeah.
it's supposed to rain over the next 2 days though.
I got you.
70%
Down where you are?
and 50% on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to have mostly rain, I think, too.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, Sean, I'm thinking about on Saturday they do the night time races at Churchill every now and then. They call it Downs After Dark, and they're actually going to start off with the the Preakness and then do their night card.
Oh, that's very smart. Yeah.
So
that's good marketing.
It's like the one thing is, it's probably out of all the days at Churchill, it's my least favorite because it's the night races and it brings in a younger party crowd, and
gotcha.
Not my scene.
Aren't you one of those?
Sure, yeah, Carson, you see me. I'm just the young party guy.
Yeah, I think this 5 horse is the one, the John McKee training,
And we're
that was
out.
on full patrol.
So the 6 is going out for an early lead. You got the 2 down on the rail, and the 7 is 3 wide, sitting back in 3rd place. The 1 is going to sit that rail trip. We thought would set off the pace a little bit. So you've got some speed out front, but you've got about 5 horses that are across the track just behind the top 3. But
Yeah.
right now it's SWOT analysis. A 6 horse holding about a half length lead over Lark's Mischief in 2nd. Down on the rail, it's the 2 horse running in 3rd. The 1 horse is starting to make a move and challenge up for 3rd. They went to the quarter in 21.53. Up front, SWOT analysis is still battling. Lark's Mischief is starting to put a nose in front. Just behind those, the 1 horse Arrow Smash is gaining on those, with the 2 Champlain coming right with him. So you got the 1 and 2 coming as a pair as they hit the top of the stretch, but they're going to be wide, and the 6 is going to take advantage. SWOT analysis down inside. The 7 Lark's Mischief is still holding on right there. The 2 Champlain is starting to really make a move. The 1 Arrow Smash has lost all momentum on that turn when he got pushed wide, but is now starting to make huge gains in the end. The 8 is coming late. You've got the 2 is going to win this easy, but the 1 is going to get up for 2nd. And the 8, there he is, Rafael Bejarano for 3rd, like he always does.
Raffy.
Raffy. See, this is it. Yeah, Blair's having a heck of a night. USMC Devil Dog, like $1 7 race trifecta, 1-8 with 1-3-8 with 3-5-8. Sully in the house. Mike had a 1-3-7-8 trifecta box, the 2. Blair on fire tonight.
I'm trying to look at that 2. Why do we not have that 2?
And they bet him too. Gregory Foley, Team Foley.
Yeah, exactly. And we Sean, you and I talked about before we came on how he had a couple in tonight and looked.
He did, yeah. And Mitchell knows this horse very well. Clearly,
and, I mean, look at the running lines. This horse has only had 3 races. He's won 2 out of 3. Won his first 2 starts, and then in the last one, he was showing the lead before fading late, and that was against Bettor at Keeneland. So
yeah,
and against a couple of these in here, but comes right back with a nice win. So hats off to Champlain, the champion.
Yeah, Mitchell Merle, nice job. Vince had a tri-key 5 over 3, 6, 7, 8. What was the final? Let me see here. So we had 2, 1, 8, 7. Okay. The betting public down there. No, nothing from the 3. 3 got pounded late, but nothing from the 3. I didn't even got out kind of in the middle, but just had absolutely nothing.
Yeah, there were a few surprises in that race, and the 1, I still think the 1 could have competed for the win, but really got pushed wide going into the stretch, and then had to make a second run and really did, and was coming on strongly. But
yes, absolutely.
at 6-1 too. So you got 9-2 over 6-1 over 6-1. So, and the favorite, which is the 7 horse, finishes back and forth. So this trifecta is going to pay pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I like about these races at Churchill with such high caliber. It's not easy to pick. You know what I'm saying? It really is not an easy. Even like the 5, 6, 7 horse fields, that you have any horse that if they run their right race, they can get up there. Especially at this level. It makes it tough. That too is yeah.
Womp womp.
Yep. But we'll get him. All we need is one, and we're right back in the game.
And we got Sean with the cleanup hit.
Yep. Here we go. We are going to clean it all up.
Is on deck.
Yep. We will clean this up. And
so Todd, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but Sean's going to be there. Colin's going to be there. Keith is going to be there. So we'll have a few of the prophets at Belmont Day at Saratoga.
I think Miss Carson
is going to be there as well.
Yes, absolutely. Miss Carson will be there. Yeah.
So here's a question for you, and feel free to chime in on the chat. So let's say that Mystic Dan wins this weekend.
Yes.
Is he really going for a Triple Crown?
Yes.
But I mean, is it really a Triple Crown?
Why not?
Can't even do a mile and a half. Come on. Can't even do a mile and a half. Unless they start in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Right. It's a valid question. It's a valid question. I think if you win all 3, yes, but it's a valid question. Should there be asterisks next to it or something like that?
I just think it's hilarious. Everybody's been talking, asterisks because of Baffert and everything, who's become a non-factor. Can we just say that? But has been a non-factor in the races so far. But I mean, honestly, how can you not say that you don't have to if Mystic Dan was to run for it, and even better, let's say wins it. I mean, it's such a different race when it's not a mile and a half at Belmont with that stretch.
Right.
I
say if he wins the Preakness, you throw Torpedo Anna in and let her beat her own. She's been throwing him around like a rag doll all mornings, right? Exactly. Let her show what she can do.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting if he
You know,
puts Torpedo Anna in the Belmont.
But it's only a mile and a quarter.
Mystic Dan is a good horse, but my point stands. Mystic Dan doesn't want any part of a mile and a half.
No. A mile and a quarter, yeah, could be right. Right up his alley.
Yep.
The other thing too, and I'll say this, and I think Carson, you would agree with this. The other thing is too, which to me makes this so fascinating. Okay, people forget because we're in June. That Saratoga track is deep. I'm just saying versus Belmont, which is a little bit more. It's deep, but it's what I'm saying. Like you really gotta like that track. You know what I'm saying? It's a very interesting deep track. And for people to if they haven't run there, I'm just saying it's a very interesting. For horses that haven't run at Saratoga or didn't have a chance, it's going to be very interesting to see how they take to it.
Mm-hmm.
That brings in a whole new, because everyone loves Belmont and like the big turns and the big sandy, and you know what I'm saying. Whereas Saratoga's track is so much different than Belmont. Much deeper, much more. You have to be more determined. You have to be a horse like Antiquarian. I mean, but you never know. You never know.
Somebody play that whistle. What's the bell? The horn.
Exactly. Yep.
But,
Yeah. There you go.
yes.
There you go. I don't have the record like Carson does, but at least exactly. At least I'm on the board now. I can be one of the cool kids. Exactly. So thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. Over 184. Love to see y'all. Exactly. Doing a tough track. This is what I love about Thursday nights. This is it's an interesting to Claire Thompson's BB's been doing amazing, but it's not as easy as you know, even with the smaller fields, but we are going to finish strong tonight.
Woohoo!
Yes, wicked strong, is the way to say. And yeah, exactly. And you two are going to tell me who you like, and then I'm going to use your picks.
And then he's going to toss it and not use anything we say.
Exactly.
And then we're going to root against him the whole time.
Chuck him right in the garbage. Yep. I'm going to be almost winning. Tim's going to have his trifecta. He said, "Get up there, other horse," and then boom. He's like, he's all set for the He's all set for the Preakness.
Are we still doing an Arabian race after the Preakness?
The Arabian race. Do we have an Arabian race?
There's one race like after the Preakness. It's Arabian.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And I always think of Lynn Ashby. Whenever I think of Arabians, I always think of Lynn Ashby, the queen of Arabian horses. She won so many darn stakes races over the years with those Arabians. So impressive. But we have a full field here to look at and digest and see who we like here. Tim, would you like to start out with who you like here, my friend?
No, I don't want to start at all.
All right, there you go.
I'll start.
No.
Carson, go ahead, my friend.
I like the 5.
At the 5.
Yeah.
There you go. And the 5, okay.
Do you care why? Nobody cares why, right?
Elliptic, yes. Carlo Vaccarezza and Concepcion. Ran a very nice mile 6 air gate baby.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, a lot of these horses are using the Keeneland training track right now, you know?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's packed.
Exactly, which is interesting. And then did you like anybody else but the 5, or did you?
No.
No, okay. I like it. There you go. So we got the 5. All right,
Yeah.
Excellent. And being bet like it's gonna run for sure. Epileptic. Tim, would you like to build on the 5, or is it just the 5 and we just play 5 all?
I'll build on it. I mean, I see the 5. I definitely think that the 5 is going to be the favorite here. But a horse that I like a little bit in here as well is the 10 horse in here, Evermore.
Yeah.
This is a horse who, if you look at the races that the horse has been in, there's not much to look at on paper, and I get that, but for some reason the horse seems to be working a whole lot better. So ran at Ellis last August, didn't look like much. Ran in a $100,000 race at Keeneland, didn't look like much, but has worked well since. And you know, Ignacio Correas and Christian Torres, I can never count Christian out. He's a great rider, and he hits when you don't expect him to. I think this horse probably wants this distance a little bit more, and has been working well. That 10 May workout, I think, is pretty good there. So maybe they've gotten some things straightened out. They're dropping the horse again pretty significantly. So just an underneath play that I think you have to consider. And another one I really like in here is the 4. And the 4 is one that's dropping down significantly in class. So has been racing straight maiden special weights, has some really strong workouts this year before that last race at Keeneland, and then a couple of decent work since. And again, getting Torres up, I would prefer if it was still Julian riding, and Julian is here today, which makes me question this a little bit, but this is one of those plays to where I think on a class move, I think that this horse is a little bit better than the line show and better than what a lot of these have been running. So I do think the 5 is definitely the horse to beat in here. So, but if I'm going to play a couple of horses underneath and try to catch a price, then those would be the 2. And I'm talking in an exact. I'm trying to catch a price underneath of a strong favorite.
Sure. Yeah. And let's see what the group says here. Mike W has a $1, $2, $3 exacta box. Blair likes the 3 at Churchill and 1, 3, 6. Vincent Watson has a cross on the 8, who is She's Andro Queen for Tomlinson, Jareth Loveberry. Coming back to Churchill Downs main track. Actually ran a nice one versus maiden special weights there. Todd says 4 is a nice price. Run Happy. This is an interesting last race. I think you guys would agree. No one's quite like solid in my mind. The 5 stays at the 50K race. Almost took it at Keeneland. Axel jumps aboard. The 2 coming in, Donnie Van Hemmel coming in with Francisco Arrieta. This is an interesting horse who made up some ground there in the lane at a City of Light. The 1 is dropping down from maiden special to Declan rode this horse at Turfway. And Churchill ran the slot.
Yeah, the 1 looks really good in the paddock. Caitlin was just talking about the 1 as well. The 1 is definitely taking some money right now, but the favorite right now is now the 6 horse, and I get it. The 6 horse this is a big upgrade in jockey to Luis, and he's had a couple of decent rides tonight. And first off the claim, figures for Pinot are pretty strong. So he and Saez don't hook up a lot, but Saez hasn't had a whole lot of rides tonight and has been riding pretty well lately. Starting to pick it up, because I'll tell you, he sucked at Keeneland.
Yeah.
And I love Luis Saez. I'm not talking about him. I'm just talking about he just hasn't been riding up to his potential, because I think he's one of the best jockeys and underrated jockeys. And he's not underrated to a lot of people. I get that, but I just mean I don't think he gets the credit he deserves.
Sure. I agree with Carson. James Baker is a treasure.
Is what?
Is a treasure. For sure.
Yes.
I don't know what happened to Evermore. Evermore was supposed to be something, and then it never panned out. I liked it. I was curious to see him go. I wanted to see the Flame Away Baby go when he ran at Keeneland. I don't know what's going on with him. It's very interesting.
Yeah, no, and that's why, I mean, it's a horse I gravitated to, because I think he's class of the race, but I just, it makes you wonder. But did they get things straightened out? That work on the 10th of May looks pretty good compared to how the horse has been working. So,
yeah, I'm looking at some of these. Yeah, some of these remain back. Yeah, looking at some of exactly the interesting thing. I will at least give. Candy Sue ran a nice race last time. At least improved dropping versus. This is an interesting race. I don't really like the 2, but I was just looking at the 5.
What if I get 9-2 on the elliptic, I'm betting a straight win bet.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with that exactly. Axel jumping aboard and dropping from the maiden. Ran a very nice race, very similar to. I think if you liked Champlin in the last race. I know it was only a sprint race versus I'm saying kind of the speed and fade at Keeneland. He came back and won. You know what I'm saying? Is that the speed and fade at Keeneland can really help you at Churchill. You can carry it. You know. And what is the bankroll right now at, Tim?
I thought I updated it. I must just not have hit. $64.
$64. Okay. So, and we're getting, let's see here.
Sean, the wheel pays right now look like in the double pool, the 5. Listen to this. In the double pool, the 5 is paying $36.12.
Yeah.
The 6, who is the favorite in all of the other wagers. No, I take that back. It's close, but the 6 is the favorite in the race, is paying 74 in the double. So the 5 is the favorite in the double. The 5 is the favorite in the pick 3. The 5 is the favorite in the pick 4. The 5 is the favorite in the pick 5 and in the pick 6. Yet the 6 is a favorite in the race, and the 5 is currently sitting at 4-1. That's
right.
why I said,
Yeah. Which I don't really
give me that money, and I'm just betting my bankroll on the 5.
Yeah. I don't really exactly. And we have what? We have 60 left.
64.
Right. 64. I mean, right now, but if we're trying to win money on the thing, I'm just thinking of like a.
Find a good exacta, key him on top in the try.
Yeah,
Do what you
that's
want.
what I'm thinking. You know, I think this horse is definitely the horse to beat for sure.
The 2 is washed.
Yeah, 2 that does not look good at all.
1 looks good.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't like the way the 2 looks.
Okay, so we have 6. Okay, so yeah, there we go. All right, Carson, who would be the horses that you would play underneath your 5 if you had to pick?
Oh God, I don't know.
Don't like the 4.
Yeah.
On the track. It was one of the horses I liked. 5 looks really good. 5 looks excellent, as a matter of fact.
I might give Sweezy's horse a chance. Let me go look at him in the parade.
Yeah, where is she? Yeah, Lawan. Yeah. All right, has the winner on the night. First time starter.
Wow, the 7 looks really good on the track. That's
Looks
the
very
Sweezy,
good. Yeah.
That's the Sweezy horse she was just talking about.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, looks exceptional. And with Luan up, that's an underneath play. Loveberry's warming his horse up.
Yeah, she's an interesting one too. Do we like the 9 at all?
This 9 horse, Sean, is one that when I originally handicapped, I had higher up, and looking at the horse again on the track. I'm coming back to look again in the PPs, but I would not leave that 9 out of any verticals.
Okay, so
the 7 looked awesome in the post parade to me. Carson, what'd you think?
Yeah, I like the 7, and I feel like I'm stupid, so I'll give Evermore one more shot underneath. I might go 5, 7, 10. Learn the hard way.
All right, so I think I know what our bet is going to be, and yeah. And we have $64 left, right?
Correct.
I'm going to do a $15 exacta 5 with 1, 7, 8, 9.
For $60.
Yep.
We're all in on the 5. And,
We're
and
all in.
just so you know, the 5 just took over favoritism, but I still like the odds. We're at 3-1.
Yep.
The 6 is also 3-1, but the 5 is a little more money bet. But it's still 3-1. I think is a great price on this horse. That 7 looks amazing on the track for a first-time starter.
Yeah, Sweezy had a really nice first-time starter, like in the mud at Keeneland too.
He did. Yeah, that was a great one. Yeah.
And he's 1 for 1 at Churchill.
Mhm.
He's got 1 win out of 1 race.
100%.
Can't beat
Can't
that.
beat that.
Can't beat that. Right. Even started out well at Monmouth. So it's good to see him back.
The dam was a turf horse.
Oh, whoops. Oh, can I change that?
You want to
No.
change?
Yeah, it's too late. Yeah. Sorry.
Sure.
I gave the wrong number. I'm sorry.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, 5 over the 169. 6-7. 167. Sorry, 167. Sorry. Kent's the 7. 167. 5 over the 167. That's the way I'm playing.
167 and what?
1, 6, 7, and 9.
So instead of the 8. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 8 was the wrong one. Yeah.
Got it.
I gave the wrong one. Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Thank you. It's been a long day. But thank you to everybody for joining tonight. Almost 200 on the thing. Loving it. Thank you, Carson, always for joining us. Tim,
Thank you for
always
having me.
love having you. 77th show in the cocktail lounge. Hard to believe, almost 80. And after this, we'll get into a little bit of a Preakness talk, a little exciting stuff. Carson, have you looked at I know that is one of your favorite races. Have you looked into the Black-Eyed Susan at all?
Nope. I have everything printed out for me here, all 14 races. So that'll be my homework tonight.
Ooh, that's a lot of homework.
That's
I know.
I like it.
Yeah, I did really well on the Pimlico card Friday and Saturday last year. So hoping to get it together again. I just have to love Todd's positivity. It's consistent. The 7 won't hit the board.
Love it.
Thanks, Todd.
They're getting near the gate. Good luck to everybody playing along.
And they're off. Looks like the 4 is going out for an early lead. Just further out from that one, you got another couple of horses outside as they come out of the chute. Looks like the 10 may be one of those, Carson. It's hard to tell as they had the overhead shot, but now we can see them. It is the 4, 6, and 10 up front right now. You got the 4 on top by about a half length over the 6. The 3 is back in third, coming up on the inside. They went to the quarter in 23.14 seconds. The 10 is out in 4th place right now. Just behind those, you got the 8 horse in 5th. The 1 down on the rail in 6th. The 2 and the 7 trails them all right now. But up front, Corey Felice heads to the half, leading the 6 horse Greyhound Station by about a length. They hit the 6 in a blistering 56.54 seconds. They're flying up front. The 6 is starting to make a move on the 4. The 10 horse Evermore, here he comes, starting to come 3 wide. The jockey on the 6 takes a look over the shoulder, wondering where did Evermore come from? But Evermore is challenging the 4 Corey Felice up on the lead as they hit the top of the stretch. It's the 9 further out. There's the 9 horse, More Happy Yours. Hours as they hit the top of the stretch, but the wide trip pushed the 9 backwards. The 5 is starting to make a move up the inside. Here comes the 5 coming after the 3 horse. Is he going to get there? It's going to be 5 coming to the inside. He is definitely going to be up for the win.
I was going to do 5 all. Darn it.
3 and 10. And lucky for me, what did I do? I just bet the win.
Yeah. 5-2 gift though.
I was like, at that price, just bet the farm on the 5. Elliptic was much the best.
Did anybody have the 3?
I don't
I'm
think
very proud of my 10 getting up for show there.
Yeah, he did great.
Definitely.
He did great. Yeah, Evermore right there. Exactly. Mike W is wondering where Del Cid is riding these days. I do not know where he's riding these days.
I don't
know if he's hurt. His cousin is riding at Evangeline Downs. We know that, but we don't know where he has gone. Rick Johnson got the trifecta. Nice job, Rick. Excellent job. I almost went 5 all. I was going to do a $5 exact to 5 all. Because Carson only gave me 1 horse. And when Carson only gives you 1 horse, you'll listen. 5 very.
So we talked about the 7 being the first-time starter, but we didn't talk about the other first-time starter for Jim Baker.
Huh?
Corey Lannery up.
Nice job, Blair. Excellent, yeah.
Yep, Blair, you and me both. I just went all win. I just went all for the win, no place in show. But I thought that horse was a little bit of an overlay, even at 5-2.
Yeah, Kevin, thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. Keith, always awesome. Grandma, awesome. Todd, always awesome, my friend. Mike W. Angel. How many drink containers does Tim have? Angel's wondering.
Just 2. I've got the beer, and you got to have the water.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Got to stay hydrated.
Todd said no board 7.
Enjoy your Indian food, Todd.
Isn't that amazing, by the way? My Mike just said the 3 hole finished in the money 6 out of 8 races tonight. So 3 was, if you're a lucky number 3 bettor, you had a good night at
I wish I had that 3 at 17-1 underneath though. And we definitely like the 10. Carson and I both talked about the 10, and
you did, yeah.
At 15-1, I thought that was a definite underneath play.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, I'm off to read a bunch of pages.
All right, now before we let you go, Miss Carson.
Yeah.
Everyone is wondering, who does Miss Carson like in the Preakness? Or who are we leaning towards? I should say everything can change, tracks, variables,
My heart going to Belmont at Saratoga wants Mystic Dan.
Yeah.
If it stays wet, I'll like him a whole lot more here.
Yeah.
I don't know what the weather's going to bring. It's sort of weird. Mugatu, I like underneath with Jersey Joe, especially if it's wet track.
Yeah.
And then Uncle Heavy in 3rd. So I'd go Mystic Dan,
raining,
Mugatu.
I love Uncle Heavy too. Even though it's Iron, I think on a wet track he moves way up.
Yeah. I feel like it was a little early in the week to get other bobbed with Imagination, with Muth unfortunately having to scratch. But if it's dry, yeah, I think you have to just play Imagination straight.
Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, and Tim. Oh no, because hold on. We have to do it. This Carson, you ready for this? We can't ask Tim who he likes in the Derby because you
Preakness.
have to watch his video tomorrow to see who he is betting in the Derby. This is
All
what
right.
we call a tease.
I'll give you a little key right now. So the horse that I like in the pre.
Yeah. Right now he mutes. I love it.
Oh,
Exactly.
sorry, I accidentally hit my mute button.
I read the lips though. I got it all right. Exactly. Yes.
Did you say Mugatu?
I did not. I did not.
I'm just kidding.
Jersey Joe. Exactly.
I love Jersey Joe.
You heard it here.
I think you guys would agree. Obviously, Keith and I have always been huge favorites, right? I think a lot of people are really scratching their head, like the horse that like people can't quite figure out like where to position him is Freedom. You we all know he's more than talented to win. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the interesting setup. The only time Brad's run a horse really under three weeks was in Lexington. He won. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't do this at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's so out of character for him to run a horse on 2 weeks rest. You know what I'm saying? But to me,
I agree.
He's kind of the horse where people are like, where exactly do I put him? You know?
Yep.
Exactly. So Tim is exactly. So this should be interesting, but it's going to be a fun weekend, and hopefully the weather stays nice and the horses stay healthy, most importantly. And
for the black-eyed Susan, I think it's got to be lemon muffin.
Exactly. And then next week, are you ready for this? In the Cocktail Lounge, the return of Woodbine on Thursday nights. Tim's favorite person, Kazushi Kimura, live.
Don't say that.
So pissed about it. How pissed were you when T.O. Password was closing in the Derby?
He ran a darn good race.
He sure did. I was like, how do you set the pace and then close again?
Did you hear, by the way, I don't know if you guys knew this, the trainer of T.O. Imagination won the Japanese race this weekend that paid $233.
T.O. Password?
Yeah, the same trainer of T.O. Password won the big grade 1 over in Japan this weekend that paid $233.
Oh, wow.
And that trainer's on a bit of a roll. Exactly. And I'm very excited to hear that he will be that the other one will come back for the Breeders' Cup. I think that will be a very exciting thing. You know, what night are we going to do ASD? That is to be determined.
Right.
What drug is that?
Cinnamon.
What drug is that? Oh.
Monday and Tuesday. We don't quite know which night.
Right.
The Antonio Whitehall experience. Look at Tim's got his ASD already.
Ready to go.
Exactly. And I'm wearing my 150 Derby hat. Thanks to Mr. Tim, who came through for my party. Exactly.
Awesome.
With the big,
You're welcome.
You are a rock star.
Exactly. By the time I got out of work at the Derby, everything was closed, shut down. We had to wait in line 2 hours for the employee bus, and it was crazy. Just nuts. But well worth it to work it.
Yeah, I didn't even go to Churchill. A lot of places had those hats, and I had seen when Sean told me he wanted that. I had seen them at a place here locally, so I ran down. It just happened to be a liquor store, so I may or may not have picked up some liquor as well.
Kroger's licensed to sell the Churchill stuff, which is
cool. Liquor Barn has it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, we were mortified. Tim and I went to a liquor store that always sold the Form in Lexington, and they were all out. Exactly. I love liquor stores that sell. How can you be in Lexington? How can you be sold out of a Form in Lexington?
Especially when on the day before Keeneland opening day.
Yes, exactly.
How does that happen?
How does that happen? Exactly. But do we like lemon muffin?
I like lemon muffin. Yep,
There you go. That's the coach, right?
it is.
That's the coach. Coming for the Black Eyed Susans.
That's the closest he'll get to a win this weekend.
Is that? And you know what's killing me? You know what's killing me this week, right? With all this rain, I can't bet my girl Forrest on the turf. I'm like, oh, they keep taking these races off the turf. I'm like, where's my girl? Exactly. Especially when she rides. If we get back on the turf, always remember, whenever you're betting Maryland and she's riding for Shug, put her in. Exactly. One of the most underrated turf riders in the country is one Forrest G Boys. So Grandma went to Subway and they're out of bread. Oh, that's not a good combo.
That's just a salad.
that's just
nothing.
Did they give you like free cold cuts? That's exactly. Great. Well, thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. Have a great weekend. Best of luck at the Preakness. May your tickets be winning ones. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks, guys.
Love to see it. Love to see it. See it.